was going to give up. That just isn't for me.
Anything in particular that you can kind of remember that was like a real painful moment in your career?
Going on that streak of just not being successful at trading, just losing, blowing accounts. My personality has always been, if you're going to knock me down 14,312 times, I'm getting up 14,313. I don't need to hit the home runs all the time. And I think I was looking for that dopamine all the time and swinging for the fences, and it just didn't work out for me. But I was determined. The only thing that's good that came of it, I just never gave up.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Trader Stories podcast here with Hola Prime. Today we're joined by Mark from New York, who has a $50,000 Forex funded account with us. He's in the process of passing two 50,000 evaluation accounts, so hopefully he'll pass them very soon. Now get this, the cool thing about Mark is on that account, he's had over $6,000 in payouts, and today he's eligible for another payout of just shy of $2,500, so he's doing so well. Mark, thank you so much for coming on. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Mark, I'm blown away by your percentages on a 50K account. Walk me through it. I mean, you must have a lot of experience trading. Where did it start for you?
It started years ago. It's always been a passion of mine. I do work full time in full transparency, but it's something I've always, keep up on my screens. It's something that I've done over the years. I wasn't good at it for a really long time, and the most important thing that I have recently discovered, and I think attributing to my success, is managing my risk. Is just really, just really honing in on that. And you hear it all the time. I know it's cliche, and a lot of people watching this are going to say, yeah, no kidding. But I was one of those watching and not, practicing what I preach, I guess. And that's what's really leading to my success.
Amazing. And you know what? You're 100% right. Risk management, good psychology, all those discipline, all those things every trader knows it. And we just put too little weight on it. And the moment you actually implement good risk management, good discipline, good psychology, it starts working. Even the simplest of strategies start all of a sudden working. So, Mark, I know you're eligible for a payout today, $2,500. Can we do this live? Is it possible you can share your screen and request that payout live for us?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Awesome.
Can't believe we're doing this live, but I'm going to go for it.
All right. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm just going to hit start on a timer for the viewers. And Mark, whenever that payout comes through, you just interrupt me, let me know. So okay. I guess keep your eye on your emails or whatever it may be.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll see how quick that gets processed. But awesome stuff. So let's talk a little bit about your trading again. So you've been trading for a few years. What kind of trader are you, would you say? Would you more of a swing trader, intraday, scalper?
I would say more of an intraday. I used to be, pretty complex with my strategies, and I would look, and I don't want to discourage anyone from doing this, but I had all kinds of indicators and, RSI, and I've tried to hone that in onto, Bollinger Bands and just momentum and just really trying to not bottom tick and top tick everything. Just really try to be conservative and catching pieces, and for me, trading is, I call it 99% pain, right? When you're right, you wish you had more size, and when you're wrong, you're mad, right? So it's something that I've tried to just kind of compartmentalize and manage my risk and just kind of catch pieces.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and it's the way you talk about trading kind of shows that you've got to that stage now where you understand the game. A lot of beginner traders, or even traders who have been many years in the market, they're still chasing the big paydays. They're still chasing that thrill, the dopamine hit of being in the market, and it's until you give all that up and just break it down into a pure, simple kind of way of looking at it and see it as a business, then it starts making sense, and the results come. And you're a perfect testament to that, because the results you're pulling in are genuinely, top tier for the size account you have. Most people who do your kind of percentages, they're very short-lived, but you just keep trucking on and keep hitting those really good targets. So I don't know what your secret is, man.
Well,
The time
we'll
machine,
my
maybe.
role. I will say that I exactly what you described, I was guilty of for the longest time. And, they say when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I guess at some point I just said enough is enough. I'm not giving up yet. I'm going to just really reel this in and focus on, singles, base hits, right? And to give a sports analogy, I don't need to hit the home runs all the time. And I think I was looking for that dopamine all the time and swinging for the fences. And it just didn't work out for me, but I was determined. The only thing that's good that came of it, I just never gave up. So,
Yeah. And base hits, I love that. I'm exactly the same now. Every time I tried to go for the big home run trades, occasionally you would catch them, but for the most part, you would be good in profit, and then you give it all back because you got that greed and you want that little bit more and more, and it's like your psychology just takes a hit every time, especially when you've had a little losing streak and you enter a trade and you feel like, I need to make back what I've lost. And you're trying to get that home run trade to get it all back in one go. And that's when it's not going to work out for you anymore. Base hits all the way. And the small wins, they add up very quickly. You're taking just a little bit out the market every so often. And before you know it, you have a substantial amount. And that is something I'd love to drill into newer traders. Don't be afraid to take smaller wins, because they do add up. Just like smaller losses, small tight stop losses. You get stopped out a few times in a row, and now you're a bit, you're panicking a little bit because your balance doesn't look great. And it's the exact same, vice versa. I'd love to know kind of what you look for, though, on a day-to-day basis when you load up your charts. What are you kind of looking for on the chart? Is there a particular pattern? What kind of trader are you in that?
I look for mean reversions. I look for, I used to always kind of come up with my own imagination of what I should be trading, and now I try to just kind of go with the flow, right? If it's a down day, let's just look short, right? If we have some positive momentum and the longer term charts, and let's just stay that way and just kind of not stop fighting the trend. I was always, a lot of traders that I've spoken to always are like, oh, short, short's fun, right? When the bottom drops out, the bottom drops out. And I found myself always trying to look for those shorts and look at the market over the past several years, right? That's been pretty painful, other than the COVID events and things like that, tariffs and stuff like that. But for the most part, I try to just stay with the general trend, not fight it. And again, more importantly, just take a piece. Look for those singles, as we've been, talking about. I'm really frustrated that I didn't do that early on. I know a lot of what we're talking about, and some people will see this and say how basic it is, and I couldn't agree more. I think I tried to overcomplicate it all these years, and I'm just mad at myself I didn't come to this realization sooner. So again, I know it's boring and basic, but it's turned out to be working for me now.
More than working for you. I mean, again, your percentages are insane, and you're absolutely right. The more simple a strategy is, generally speaking, at least from my experience, and I've interviewed many traders, the guys with more simplified ways of looking at the market generally do best. The more you overcomplicate it, the more chance something's going to conflict with, you might be seeing something, a long position, but then something else tells you, it could be a short though, and you never really just go for it, So yeah, I mean, boring, simple is the way forward with trading, I think, definitely. What instruments kind of your favorite to trade?
I've been trying. That's another thing that I did. I used to trade, a bunch of different instruments, and now I try to narrow it down and almost. I know it's maybe a bad analogy, but something the way I think of it is almost like a personality. So I start to look at pound yen, dollar yen, and gold, and I've just been kind of getting to know them, if you will, I guess, at least in my mind, or so I think. And I've kind of tried to just, again, narrow down to the pairs that I trade and stick with that. And I don't know if it's just a psychological thing for me, because we all know that, you know, markets make the charts don't make the markets sometimes. But at the end of the day, I've kind of started to learn the personality of those. So I've been sticking to those three for the most part.
Amazing. Yeah, no, really good stuff as well. Another thing a lot of people do is they trade everything, and like you said, each instrument has a personality, and the more you kind of watch the chart and trade it, the more kind of this weird instinctive. It's hard to explain. It's almost like a sixth sense. You know, as a trader, you can kind of just you've seen it, but you don't know exactly why, but you have this kind of hunch. Yeah, I've seen this before. I kind of know what might happen next, and you go for it, and that comes with experience. There's no shortcuts to that. So you trade mostly Forex at the moment. I know before the interview you mentioned about futures, that you saw that we do futures as well now. What's kind of piquing your interest about the futures market?
Again, the personality, because, earlier on in my trading career, I traded futures. So I feel like I somewhat know that personality, or at least have a little bit of an understanding of that. So I wanted to introduce that into Hola Prime and start trading that as well, and add that to the arsenal, if you will.
Yeah, no, 100%. So you already have experience trading futures, and it's not completely new to you. Okay, well then, yeah, it's a perfect fit for you, definitely. We have some great competitive challenges, so well worth checking it out. Get yourself a futures account and see how you do. And for me, when I moved to futures, I never looked back personally. I love everything about it. It's more of a gentleman's market, I feel, good stuff. I want to talk a little bit about psychology, though. I know we touched on it a few moments ago, but was there any kind of event in your trading career that you can, good or bad, that kind of really shaped your psychology?
Yeah, I think just my passion to do this is what kept me going, because I hit some pretty low places as far as, the way I was feeling. I was going to give up, because that just isn't for me. That I just put so much money into this and so much time, and I got to a place where I would call it rock bottom as far as my trading career is concerned, and I just started over with that mentality of hitting. Let's just try to break even, or just get a single today. And just when that helped me start digging out, that's what really was profound to me from a mental standpoint. It felt more stable, and that's how I kind of went from that low place of giving up, or almost giving up, to, a path to a better place. And now along the way, it's a little bit more mechanical for me, because I obviously set my entries and my exits before I even get into them, which again, I know is all basic, and we all talk about it. We all say we're going to do it. And then you actually click the button, we all think we know better. And that was me for a long time. I always knew better. I can beat the market. I can, just let it hang a little bit more before my stop, and let that tail just turn around. And I just have to take the emotion out of it, and just make it more methodical, where this is what I like, this is where I like it, and if I'm wrong, this is where I'm going to stop. And until I implemented that, that helped me emotionally not have those ups and downs, and kept me a little bit more even keel, if you will.
Yeah. No, really good stuff, really good stuff. And is there anything you kind of do outside the charts that might help with your psychology? For example, I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but meditation or journaling, or is there anything kind of, any tip or trick?
People are going to think I'm maybe a kook here, but I literally have been reading about meditation for a long time, and I just started doing it.
Nice.
And actually, I think I couldn't say, I'll be honest, I don't want to, endorse or dissuade people from doing it. But I've been meditating. I've been trying to every day, just a few minutes a day. I don't know if that's helping or not, but my trading has improved, and maybe that with my single mentality and my meditation, maybe that's the magic formula. I don't know.
Who knows? You never know. I can see how it can work. I mean, if you're more of a calm, you do something that calms the mind and you're less rocky with your emotions, I can definitely see how that can help. Personally, I've never tried it, but well worth probably giving it a go. You never know. I mean, there's all sorts of different things people do. I knew one person who, if they broke their rules, they would ban, I think, chocolate or something for like a week, or anything to trick the mind into taking it more seriously. I think can definitely help. But again, yeah, experience is probably the best one, and pain. You got to go through that pain. You mentioned earlier you did have quite a few, a few ups and downs, and there was a bit of pain in your trading journey. Was there anything in particular that you can kind of remember that was like a real painful moment in your career?
I think the going on that streak of just not being successful at trading, just losing, blowing accounts, failing in evals, and it was just, it's like one of those things where you just keep getting hit. How many more punches can you take? And just my personality has always been, if you're going to knock me down 14,312 times, I'm getting up 14,313, and I'm going to get up one extra time. And that's the only thing that kept me going.
So, Mark, let's talk a little bit about Hola Prime. So, how long have you been with us?
I believe it's about 8 months.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. And in that time, how's your overall experience been?
It's actually been very good. I've worked with a lot of different firms, prop firms, and Hola Prime's been really good. And I am not just saying it, but every time I requested my payment, it got processed really, really quickly. And I'm just been pleased with it, because I've had my challenges, to be honest, and I don't want to sling any mud for anybody else, but I've had my challenges. The only thing, the first one was just obviously confirming who I am and some KYC things, but other than that, it's been fantastic, and I've been very, very pleased. Tech support has been responsive, live chat, so I've been happy overall.
That's really good to hear. And the whole challenge process that you went through, how was that? Do you feel the rules were quite fair? Is there anything Hola Prime could do better?
No, some of the rules are in place that, we as traders have to get over just in general for best practices, right? Like consistency rules are a big point of contention, but it makes sense, right? You can't just have these YOLO moments and just, have people just, cowboys out there. So that kind of speaks more to my singles mentality. So I think some traders might find contention with that, but I think if you really sit back and think about it, it makes sense for both sides. So I think Hola Prime overall is doing a pretty good job what they're doing.
Very good. Very good stuff. And yeah, no, you're absolutely right. When it comes to, certain rules, I know some people are, I get it, but generally speaking, if you have the, those rules are in place to make you a better trader. And YOLOing and full porting and all this kind of, while it comes back to the whole gambling mentality, right? Like, we as a company, we want you to have a good experience, but at the same time, we kind of don't want gamblers. We need someone consistent. We need a pool of traders who are consistent, who treat it like a business, who aren't going to, risk too much, who understand risk management, that it's a long-term, it's a long-term partnership. That's what we can bet on as a company. Those are the people we can actually bet on. But someone's P&L is 1 month they make 10,000, the next month they blow the account, and then the next month they lose money, and it's just We don't know. You might as well flip a coin. Is it going to be a good month for them or not? Who knows?
Yeah.
There's no data that you can really track.
Yeah. I think, and that's what I also talk about also with you guys. A lot of times, you guys are interviewing traders, and I like us as traders to interview you as well and see how we can be better partners, better traders. And I think it's an important component to all of this because, to be honest, as time goes on, one thing I would like to see is potentially like I don't know, maybe I'm dating myself, but like a veterans program where it's like, oh, we know Mark has a track record, so we're going to change his consistency rule slightly, or whatever it may be, whatever Hola Prime feels is within risk parameters that they're comfortable with, to kind of give you that tenure to say, hey, this is a valued partner, and they're not just some cowboy coming in paying for evals and trying to get an account and make $10,000 this month and blow out next month. I think that would be something that maybe Hola and other firms can consider doing.
That's actually a really interesting point, and it's a fantastic idea, and it's something I'll definitely pass on to the business team, because I really like that idea. Reward people who are doing it correctly. Look at each person as an individual and try and move certain parameters, to fit them. If someone, like you said, is taking it very seriously and has a good track record, why not, give them more opportunity? That's actually a really good, really good point you make there. So definitely something I'll pass on. Are there any other kind of great ideas you have? Because this is always really valuable for any company, to hear and potentially implement.
No, I think that's maybe my good idea for the day. But I think that's a really important one. Because again, we as traders, in my opinion, especially again with my new mentality, I keep going back to this singles mentality, but I'm looking for a partner in a firm that's looking at longevity, right? If you're allowing all these cowboys in, it puts all of us at risk. So we're all looking to just be on the same page, and I think all these things that we can do together to not just be one-sided, that it's traders versus prop firms, and I think I'd like to start moving away from that, and just things that I mentioned, I think, close that gap. I've tried support a couple of times, and they've been very responsive. Actually, as recently as yesterday or day before, I believe. One thing I will say, the automated attendant was still trying to answer my question. I said, no, I just need to speak to someone, and then someone hopped on, and it was taken care of within a minute or so. So it was great.
Amazing, good stuff.
And
really
Sam,
good stuff.
I wanted to let you know, I just had an email come in for my payout.
Amazing. I'm going to hit stop. So that was 22 minutes for the audience. Is it possible you could show us that email?
Yeah, sure. So this is email. Your payout request has been successfully submitted and received.
Amazing. Great stuff. Well, there you go. Mark, any plans with the money, or looking to reinvest it, save it?
Reinvest and buy some more evals.
Amazing. Good stuff. Well, Mark, I won't take up too much of your time, so we'll pretty much end it there. But fantastic stuff. Congratulations again on another successful payout. I'm sure there's many, many more to come in the future. And as you progress with Hola Prime and scale up and get bigger payouts, more capital, I'd love to be able to do a kind of follow-up interview one day, see how you're getting along. I think the audience would like that as well. If that's possible, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. However I can help Hola and help out the community and other traders, I'd love to be a part of it. Never thought I'd necessarily be in that position, but I'm happy to try and help and inspire.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mark, and we'll chat soon. Thank you again. Thank you. And to all the viewers, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on channel notifications, do all that good stuff. Check out some of our other videos, join our Discord, do everything just mentioned, because it really does help us out, and it will probably help you out too. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.